Welcome, dear listener, to Unwind with Science. As you listen tonight, you'll drift through one of humanity's oldest and greatest mysteries, the creation of the Pyramids of Egypt. These monumental shapes, standing in the golden desert, have whispered their secrets through the ages. We'll explore how they were built, why they were built, and who the people behind them truly were. And before we begin this journey through time, if you enjoy relaxing while learning something new, please take a moment to like this video and subscribe to Unwind with Science. It helps other sleepy souls find their way here, one peaceful night at a time. Now, let's begin our journey to ancient Egypt. The cradle beside the Nile. Long before the pyramids rose, before the pharaohs wore crowns of gold, there was a river, the Nile. It flowed through the desert like a vein of life. Each year its waters flooded the land, leaving behind a dark, fertile soil that gave birth to crops and civilization. The people of the Nile learned to read the rhythm of the floods. They built their homes upon higher ground, tilled the fields when the waters retreated, and watched as their land bloomed while the world around remained barren and dry. They called their home Kemet, the Black Land, named for the rich earth left by the river. Beyond it stretched the Deshret, the Red Land, a sea of sand that seemed to guard their world. From this delicate balance between river and desert, a powerful civilization emerged. The Egyptians learned to measure the stars, to track time, and to dream beyond death. And out of those dreams, they built the pyramids. The birth of a monumental idea. The pyramid was not born overnight. It began as something humble, a low rectangular structure called a mastaba, built to protect the body of a noble or a king after death. For the Egyptians, death was not an ending, but a continuation of life in another form. To be remembered was to live forever. Around 2700 BCE, during the reign of King Djoser, a genius named Imhotep changed history. Imhotep was both architect and priest, a man who saw beyond the limits of his age. He envisioned a tomb that reached upward toward the heavens. He placed one mastaba on top of another, rising step by step toward the sky. Thus, the step pyramid of Saqqara was born, the first structure in history made entirely of stone. It wasn't just a building, it was a message, a declaration that humans could shape eternity from earth and rock. That idea, the longing for permanence, became the seed of the Pyramid Age. The dream of eternity. Centuries passed, and Egypt's kings continued to build ever larger monuments. Each pharaoh sought to outshine his predecessor. Each wanted his tomb to be a stairway to the gods. Then came the fourth dynasty, and with it the Age of Giants. King Khufu,
whom the Greeks later called Cheops, chose the plateau of Giza as the site for his grand design. There he would build a pyramid so vast, so precise, that it would outlast his kingdom, his dynasty, and even his civilization. What began as an idea became the Great Pyramid, a structure of such scale that it still humbles the modern world.
How it was built. For centuries, people have wondered, how could ancient builders move millions of stones, some weighing more than 15 tons, without machines, steel, or modern cranes? The answer lies in human cooperation, clever engineering, and a deep sense of purpose. Each limestone block was cut from nearby quarries. Tools made of copper, hammered, sharpened, and worn down again, shaped the stone with remarkable precision. To transport them, workers placed the blocks on wooden sleds. They poured water over the sand before pulling, reducing friction, a technique rediscovered by modern physicists thousands of years later. Massive ramps, built of mud brick and limestone chips, rose alongside the growing pyramid. As each layer was completed, the ramp extended higher, allowing stones to be dragged up in steady rhythm. Recent archaeological finds reveal roads, workers' villages, and even bakeries and breweries near the construction sites. This was not the labor of slaves, but the coordinated work of thousands of skilled Egyptians. Most were farmers who joined the project during the flood season, when their fields lay underwater. They were fed, housed, and paid with bread and beer, symbols of life and reward in ancient Egypt. On the walls of their quarters, they left graffiti, teams proudly calling themselves names like the Friends of Khufu and the Drunkards of Menkaure. These small traces reveal their pride and their humanity. The pyramid was a national project, not of fear, but of faith.
A city of the dead. Giza was more than a pyramid site. It was a sacred landscape, a city for the dead that mirrored the world of the living. Beside each great pyramid stood temples, causeways, and smaller pyramids for queens. There were burial shafts for officials, shrines for offerings, and workshops where artisans carved statues and sacred boats. The alignment of the pyramids was not random. They pointed perfectly to the cardinal directions, their sides almost flawlessly aligned with north, south, east, and west. The Great Pyramid itself is aligned with astonishing precision, its base nearly a perfect square. It was not only a tomb, it was a map of the heavens carved into stone. The stars guided its construction, especially the constellation of Orion, which the Egyptians associated with Osiris, the god of rebirth and eternal life. Khufu's pyramid was meant to be his bridge to the stars, a gateway to join the gods in the afterlife.
Inside the pyramid. Within the Great Pyramid, there are three main chambers, each mysterious, each symbolic. The lowest chamber, carved into the bedrock, may have been the first attempt at a burial chamber. Above it lies the Queen's Chamber, and higher still, the King's Chamber, made entirely of red granite brought from Aswan, hundreds of kilometers away. The chamber's ceilings are formed from huge granite beams, some weighing over 70 tons. Above them are 5 small spaces called relieving chambers, designed to distribute the weight of the pyramid so the king's chamber would not collapse. Even the passageways have meaning. Some align with specific stars, as if they were channels for the soul to ascend. It's believed that the pharaoh's body was placed within a massive sarcophagus and surrounded by treasures meant to guide him through eternity. The Great Pyramid was not built for the living, but for the journey beyond.
The human story behind the stones. It's easy to imagine the pyramids as silent and eternal, but behind them were people, tens of thousands of them. There were stone cutters and carpenters, bakers and brewers, artists, engineers and priests. Each had a role in this grand cosmic project. Archaeologists have found skeletons of workers buried with care, sometimes with tools or bread for the afterlife, a sign they were honored, not enslaved. Graffiti carved in hidden corners tell jokes, prayers, and names. One reads, "We are the strong ones." Another simply says, "Beloved by Hathor." These were real people, living in a community that worked for a shared dream. Their sweat and skill built what time itself could not erase. The end of the Pyramid Age. Over the centuries, the building of such colossal monuments became unsustainable. The costs were immense. The people began to question whether stone mountains were truly necessary to reach the gods. Later pharaohs turned to the Valley of the Kings, carving their tombs into cliffs instead of raising them to the sky. Yet the pyramids endured. Their shapes remained sacred, their purpose eternal. Even when sand buried their lower stones and centuries turned into millennia, they stood watch over the desert.
The mystery that endures. Today, we still marvel at them. Engineers calculate their geometry. Archaeologists uncover new tunnels and chambers. Tourists gaze in awe, and dreamers wonder if there's still something we haven't discovered. Perhaps the greatest mystery of the pyramids is not how they were built, but why we still feel drawn to them. Maybe it's because they remind us of what humans can achieve when they work together for something greater than themselves. Or maybe it's because somewhere deep inside, we still long for eternity. The pyramids are not just ancient tombs. They are mirrors reflecting our endless curiosity and our quiet hope that something of us will last forever.
As our journey through ancient Egypt comes to an end, let your mind rest among the golden sands. Picture the sun setting beyond the horizon, its light washing over the pyramid's edges, turning stone to gold. Hear the faint whisper of the desert wind, the same wind that once touched the faces of the builders and now carries their story across time. Remember, The pyramids were not just built to honor kings, but to celebrate the human spirit, to show that even in a world of dust and stone, we can reach for the stars. Thank you for joining me tonight, here on Unwind with Science. May your mind stay curious, your heart stay calm, and your dreams be as vast and timeless as the desert sky above Giza. Good night.